My mom warned me. She's only after your money. I defended my fiancée. Then I faked losing my job to test her. My fiancée packed her bags within an hour. I sent her a photo of my bank balance with the caption, "Mom was right." And then, I'm writing this because my head is still spinning, and honestly, saying it out loud makes it feel less like I'm living in someone else's messed up movie. I'm 33. My ex-fiancée Hannah is 27, and for 19 months I thought I knew her. I really did. My mom warned me from the beginning. Not rudely, not with malice, just that soft, uneasy voice moms get when they know something you don't. The first time she said it, we were sitting in her kitchen in Ohio, drinking tea like we always do when I visit. She set her mug down, folded her hands, and said, "Ethan, sweetheart, I don't think that girl loves you. I think she loves the life you give her." I remember getting defensive immediately, almost angry. I told her she was being judgmental, unfair, old-fashioned, whatever word I could reach for to push the discomfort away. I told her Hannah loved me for who I was, that she supported me, that she didn't care about money. My mom just gave me the sad little smile, the kind that says I hope I'm wrong, and changed the subject. But the seed was planted. Not that I wanted it to be. Hannah and I met at a summer barbecue my buddy Lucas dragged me to. She worked retail management. Said she was doing online classes. Said she wanted stability because she grew up always one bill away from chaos. I didn't judge that. Hell, I respected it. I grew up middle class. Stable parents. My dad passed when I was 9, heart attack, and my mom raised me after that. I've always been careful with money because she taught me to be. I worked my way into tech sales, built a career, bought my condo outright at 29 because I lived frugally. I wasn't rich, but I was secure. And Hannah, she loved that part of my life a lot more than I realized at the time. It started small. Little hints about restaurants she wanted to try. Always the expensive ones. Comment about a co-worker's engagement ring being tiny. Jokes about how she was too pretty to split bills. Nothing huge on its own. But after my mom's warning, they started sticking out like flashing signs. The moment I knew I needed clarity was 2 months before the wedding. We were planning a mid-sized ceremony. Nothing extravagant, but still around 20 grand total. I was covering most of it because Hannah said her family couldn't contribute much. That didn't bother me. Or at least it didn't then. But one day she started talking about switching the venue to a more Instagram-worthy one, and it was twice the price. That was the moment the doubt hardened into something real. So I did what a part of me hates admitting. I tested her. I pretended to lose my job. I came home early one Monday, walked into our bedroom looking crushed, and sat on the edge of the bed. "Hannah," I said softly, "I got laid off." They cut half the sales team. The mascara wand in her hand froze mid-stroke. Her face didn't fall in concern. It fell in calculation. I saw it. I felt it. "Are you serious?" she asked, sharp. Not scared for me. Scared for the wedding budget. I nodded. Told her severance would help for a couple months, but things were going to be tight. She didn't hug me. She didn't reassure me. She didn't even sit beside me. She just stared at her phone, said she needed to think, and rushed out the door. "No, I love you. No, we'll figure it out." That night she came home quiet, distant, scrolling her phone like she was mapping out escape routes. The next morning I pushed it further. I told her we might need to postpone the wedding. Maybe even sell the condo if I couldn't find another job quickly. That was it. That was the moment the mask dropped. Sell the condo? She said, like I'd suggested we move into a cardboard box under a bridge. I told her it was temporary, that we'd be okay, that love mattered more than square footage. She didn't agree. She barely responded. And by Wednesday, she texted me saying she was coming home early to pack some things. Her version of some things turned out to be 2 suitcases, a duffel bag, and a box of shoes her friend Melissa carried out like they were escaping a burning building. She didn't cry. She didn't even look guilty. She just said, "I need space, Ethan. I can't live like this." I didn't work this hard to go back to being poor. I looked at her, really looked, and realized I'd been in love with a version of her that never existed. So I pulled out my phone, opened my banking app, took screenshot of my accounts. checking, savings, investments, and sent them to her with a caption. Mom was right. Her face went white, then red, then something uglier. You lied to me, she hissed. You tested me. And you failed, I said. Fast. She stormed out. Her friend slammed the door behind them. I stood there alone, strangely calm, like the world had been blurry for months, and suddenly snapped into focus. I called my mom, told her everything. She didn't gloat. She didn't say, I told you so. She just said, come home tomorrow. We'll talk. And Ethan, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. The next days were chaos. Hannah called nonstop, sent long messages apologizing, blaming childhood trauma, saying she panicked, then angry messages calling me manipulative, then desperate ones begging for another chance, then more anger, accusing me of ruining her life. Her mom called too, ranting that I'd humiliated her daughter, that I should help with the wedding bill since I tricked her. I ignored them. My lawyer handled the ring situation when she refused to return it. She eventually mailed it back without a note, and then the social media meltdown began. Her friend Melissa posted long rants about financial abuse, manipulation, narcissists who test loyalty. But the thing about lies is they crack under pressure, especially when mutual friends have screenshots, messages Hannah sent complaining about me losing my provider stability, saying she refused to struggle and that she didn't sign up for this kind of life. Slowly, the tide turned. People stopped defending her. Some quietly unfriended her. Others called her out publicly. You'd think the story would end there. But no. A month later, she tried to claim she was pregnant, told 3 mutual friends, tried to spark a sympathy wave, tried to paint me as abandoning her. But then someone posted a picture from a brunch where she was holding a mimosa, and the pregnancy story died in less than 8 hours. After that, silence. Well, mostly silence. Her mother called one last time, said I destroyed her daughter's reputation. I replied, she did that. Not me. Then it was really over. The wedding venue surprised me by giving me a partial credit, since someone booked our date for a corporate event. Small blessing. The vendors refunded what they could. I ended up losing about 10 grand total. But honestly, it was the cheapest clarity I've ever bought. My mom invited me over for dinner the week after everything settled. That's when she told me the truth about my dad. How before he met her, he dated 3 women who all left when his businesses struggled. How he tested her the same way I tested Hannah. Told her his business was failing just to see if she'd stay. She told him, we'll figure out together, and started looking for a smaller apartment for them before he even admitted it was a test. My mom looked at me across the table and said, you inherited your father's kindness, but you also inherited his blind spot. You trust too easily. You love too deeply, too quickly. You attract people who see opportunity instead of you. I didn't know how to respond. I just sat there, absorbing the weight of it. She added, you didn't test her to punish her. You tested her because your gut already knew the truth. And she was right, completely right. I realized something then. I hadn't broken Hannah. I hadn't changed her. I'd simply given her the chance to show who she already was. She failed. Fast. Loudly. Spectacularly. But she failed. A few days ago, I found a box of her leftover stuff in my closet. Hoodies, mugs, a few framed prints. I texted her mom saying she had a week to pick it up or I'd donate it. Her mom replied, she doesn't want anything from you. So I donated everything the next morning. Closing that box felt like closing a door. A heavy one. People ask me if I regret testing her. No, I regret choosing her. I regret ignoring my mom's instincts. I regret wasting almost 2 years of my life with someone who loved security more than she ever loved me. But I don't regret the test. That test saved me from a lifetime with someone who would have walked out the second life wasn't comfortable. I'm not rushing into dating again. I'm not bitter, surprisingly. Just clearer. The next time I fall in love, it'll be with someone who asks, how can I help when things get hard, not how fast can I leave? My mom was right. She's always right. Maybe one day I'll be smart enough to listen the first time. Until then, at least I learned the lesson my dad learned decades ago. Pay attention to how people act when life gets hard. That's when their love is real, or when it never existed at all.